My name is Kate Doerksen, and I am the CEO and co-founder of an e-commerce site called DITTO.com. We consider ourselves the Zappos for prescription eyewear and sunglasses. And we have an in-house 3D virtual try-on technology where you can create your DITTO, which is our name of the video of your face that we take from your webcam that enables the virtual try-on. Let's see here. Looks like we got a display problem. Let me see if I can find it. Color's weird, but we'll make it work. So a little bit more about my background. We didn't necessarily come from augmented reality or the optical industry. All three of us were consumers that really hated the process of buying glasses. So we started from a slightly different approach. And you know, my background, I always wanted to start companies. I started two before. I went to Stanford Business School specifically to start DITTO. I came there with the idea, and it was through classmates that I was connected to some very talented engineers. So Sergey Surkov was an ex-Google engineer. Dmitry Kornilov was at Nokia. And the problem that we were trying to solve that we felt like the current solutions didn't really get at in a meaningful enough way for us as consumers was, but how does it actually fit? And the consumer question, when I was buying online, I didn't feel like was solved. And there were tools out there that were fun and increased engagement, but we were trying to really solve less of a marketing question and more of a fit question. And what existed out there at the time needed controlled environments and specific cameras. And we wanted to see if we could build something that could work in the real world. And so I'm going to go a little bit into how we develop this, which I think is probably more interesting for some of you. So the first part is obviously you have to have the digital glasses. And we've tried every scanner on the market. If any of you know of any good ones that I haven't tried yet, please come talk to me. But the way that we create our digital glasses is we take a series of low-tech photos on grid paper and with different things. And we actually create a mesh of the glasses fairly manually. We have two guys on our team that are ex-Pixar animators, but real deal 3D guys. And they very carefully make the glasses, and precision is very important because we are trying to solve fit for glasses. And then we mark them all up with every point pretty much. Where is the bridge going to go? Where is the temple going to go? And then we actually wrap the photographs that we took around these meshes. So again, fairly manual. I would love to find a faster, more streamlined way to do this. But all of the tests, they just were not precise enough to date. And I can say I'm really proud of the realism that we've been able to achieve through this methodology. We, on Facebook, do little contests and say, one of these is digital and one of these is real. Can you tell the difference? And people cannot tell the difference. So we have started using this as photography on our site. So most e-commerce sites spend a large budget on product photography. And I'll just flip to our website quickly. But all of the glasses that you see, these are all digital. So we don't use real photography anymore. And that gives us also a ton of leeway for marketing things. You know, we say, oh, we want to do a banner advertisement with this, and we want the temples folded. All we need to do is re-render that at that point. So then comes the fun part, the actual measurement of your face in 3D with a crappy webcam. So what we do is we record a video of you turning from side to side like you're looking into a mirror. And really, this whole concept came because I watched thousands of people buy glasses. I was a total creep, and I stood in LensCrafters and at your optometrist and did a ton of user testing. And really, I watched people do the same thing over and over and over, which is, And I also saw a lot of problems with the way people were buying glasses, which was you have a strong prescription, and you take off your glasses, and you can't see yourself in the mirror. So I saw all sorts of funny tricks that people would come up with. This is a product that people really care about. So they bring people in to help them buy. And just, you know, kind of the general frustration, I realized wasn't just a problem for me. It was really a widespread thing. And I felt like this particular product could be consumed a lot better. So this is kind of the secret sauce of, you know, what's hard about augmented reality. And certainly, I'm sure most of you in here that have tried to develop something, you realize it's not easy, and it's not easy to do well, particularly when you're dealing with uncontrolled videos. And we have people record videos like in dark rooms. It's like, where are you that there is no light? But we record this video and then we track facial features in every frame of the video. And right now, this says 19. This is a little bit outdated. We do about 150, and that will soon be going to about 1,000. But really, we're getting better and better about what points we can detect and how we're able to reconstruct your face. And so, albeit this looks a little freaky, but we create this mask of your face that actually is the actual shape structure. The next part is the scale part. So we have you hold up any plastic card in your wallet. They're universally sized, and we actually create a 3D model of the card. So it's not just a 2D image. Eye plane is really important to get some of the measurements like PD, and so having the 3D card really ups the ante. And that enables us to overlay accurate measurements of the entire face. So we know how tall your face is, how small it is, what your PD is. We can do seg height. And so that measurement piece was really something that we uniquely wanted to go after. And we use this face behind the scenes as an occlusion body. So as you turn your face, we want to know when the bar of your glasses becomes hidden. When is it behind your nose? And how does it fit on your unique face structure? And then once those glasses are on, we can do a lot of the important measurements. So I'll get into this a little later, but we actually pre-adjust the glasses based on your unique face. And then we do some fun stuff. We add lights, we add reflections, we add shadows based on your unique face shape. And then your ditto is ready to go. So I'll show you my ditto, which I created yesterday. So it's a video that you can interact with, and it's the same video. So if you make a goofy face, you're going to see it over and over again. But we learned this is really the important piece. This is how people decide what looks good on them. And by having the same video, we have a ton of prior knowledge about how people turn, which helps us to be very accurate in the detection. And then we're starting to get better and better about how to use this information. So we have stylists that can see your ditto. So you're online, you don't know what looks good. The stylist pops up and says, hey, you have a round face. How about you try some of these square glasses? We found that to be a really high converting tool. And then this is pretty new for us, but we actually pre-adjust the glasses now based on your face shape. With a goal of, for glasses, you need to know where the focal center of the prescription is. You need to know where the temple turns over the ear. And so over time, we hope to continually add these features that really get this product perfect. And I think the results speak for themselves. So we have a Net Promoter Score. We went live less than 2 years ago. So for a startup to have a Net Promoter Score this high, I think speaks volumes. And the conversion rates, this is just from our own site, but some of our customers will come in through long tail search and they know exactly what they want. And typically when I talk to other multi-brand e-commerce sites in this category, they're at about 1% conversion. And so to have 5x conversion of benchmark sites, I think is quite compelling. Also, the return rates when they have dittos is very compelling from a business standpoint. And the feedback is good enough where people are telling their friends. So we hear all the time, I made my ditto, I sent it to my wife, and I had her shot for me, and it was the best experience of my life. But we have learned a lot. I think we believe that 3D can and will change e-commerce, and the shift is really happening, at least in the eyewear space. We're at the beginning of a major shift. 3% of glasses are sold online right now. I believe that will be 15% in 5 years. There's a number of factors for that, but the time is now, and I'm really excited that augmented reality is going to be an important piece of that. We've also learned that the bar for virtual try-on to have those really compelling impacts, it's really high. It's higher than we thought when we started it. So we rank the dittos internally across 14 dimensions, ranging from scale to how well do they stay on the face at extreme angles, to all sorts of things. And really the magic number is, for us, is 7 out of 10. So if you look at the conversion rates across the different ditto scores, it goes up as the dittos get better, but at a magic number, it really hockey sticks. And so I think that just says this is one of those things where it's hard to go out with a minimum viable product. It has to be really good for it to be compelling. And every improvement in realism has stair-stepped with conversion rate improvements. And this fit thing is something that's really critical. And I think false fit is dangerous. It can actually drive conversions up through the roof, which is stories that we've heard from various industry people. And so we're going to stay really tight to that. We're not going to move categories until we know we can do fit. And we think there's still a lot of space to grow in the eyewear category. And we're hiring. So if you know anyone or are interested in any of these roles, please give me a call, kate@ditto.com. So I think that's all I have.
Thank you very much, Kate.
Thanks.
So we have time for some questions while we're setting up.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for addressing the 3D problem. Hey, I have one question that you were talking about the magic number 7, but you also said that your website went online 2 years ago. So I would imagine it's a bit scary to put out a product that is sort of still in development. So before you reach that magic number 7, were you worried that people will not come back, or they will write a review that's, you know, just rating it based on the current status of the product? So how do you handle that?
It's always a risk when you launch a company, a site, and you feel like it could get better, but everything could get better. I think you have to push products out there and see how consumers react. Our algorithms are also machine learning. So the more data that we have, the better those detection algorithms get. So we've had several 100,000 people come onto our site and create dittos now, and that's part of the reason it's gotten so good. But computer vision is hard. It does take time. I've learned to basically quadruple our initial estimates for when new features will be ready on the CV side. But, you know, I'm a big believer that you get it out there and you get consumer feedback and you use that to iterate. And, you know, if you can get someone's email address and notify them when it's better 6 months from now, even better.
Do you have intellectual property on this? Are there patents on these, or are you?
We do. So we actually just got our first patents issued a month ago, which was a very great milestone for us. Of course, we filed them 27 months ago. But we have also been the target of lots of IP litigation. So we were targeted by patent trolls and competitors alike. And we have been victorious in our 2 patent suits to date, which is also wonderful. One of them is still ongoing, but the judge just ruled 100% in our favor. So, you know, we felt like our company was worth fighting for, our tech was worth fighting for. But if you build new tech, and augmented reality is a landmine of IP, you need to be ready for that too.
Okay, hello. One more question to you. So clearly the creation of DITTO process is not a simple one, and user has to do many steps. So do you have statistics like on the way, like how many users drop this process before completing? So, and what is the ratio between successful versus unsuccessful?
It's a great question because I think there are so many trade-offs between user experience and realism, speed, all of that stuff that you want on the back end for it to be a wow product. And I think that's probably one of the biggest areas that we have improved, and actually probably more recently. So it used to take about a minute once you recorded your ditto for it to be there. Now it's about 6 seconds. And that's a constant internal improvement that we talk about nonstop, like rendering speed. How can we get this to render instantaneously? And we have 3 projects going on right now to work on that. I think realistically it's going to be another year before this thing is, you know, you do it, it's an instant ditto, the glasses are instant, and that's just kind of the step that it takes when you're first and you're trying to learn this stuff for the first time. But it's really important, and we're definitely trying to make strides in that direction.
That's about all the time we have for questions, so thank you very much, Kate.